welcome back to another movie review. So this is a movie I have heard about for most of my life, but I had never ever seen. Even as huge of a diehard Beatles fan as I am, I had never ever seen it until very recently, because Astrid Kircher passed away just like a week or two ago, and it finally felt like the appropriate time to finally watch this movie. And that movie is Backbeat. Now, this movie came out in 1994. I was in 4th grade. I didn't even know of its existence quite yet at that time, so I missed out on it when it first came out. Although, within a few years, even by 1997, 1998, it seemed like everyone in the Beatles fandom online that I spoke to had seen this. Even fans younger than myself had seen this movie. Yet I had never heard of it outside of these people mentioning it. So, obviously, at that point, there was no YouTube or any way of streaming movies online, so without seeing it pop up anywhere, I just completely missed out on this one for what felt like forever. As far as I knew, it was a biopic, which, yes, it is, about the Cavern Club era. Well, no, not even the Hamburg era Beatles. I guess it eventually reaches Cavern Club at the very tail end, but, and includes Stuart Sutcliffe. And that was as much as I knew, beyond the fact that Stephen Dorff apparently plays Stu, and one of my best friends at that point, had, the biggest possible crush on the guy. So, outside that, I knew nothing going into this film about what this really was, even. I suppose that's okay. I was able to go into it with a more open mind. But, Beatles biopics are really an interesting genre for me, because I always feel like they're always too forced. The casting's not right. They get things factually inaccurate. This, that, and the other. I have my list of nitpicks and grievances with every single one of them. There is not a single Beatles biopic that I don't pick on mercilessly. Hell, there is not a Beatles documentary, for the most part, that I don't pick on mercilessly for getting something wrong somewhere and it bothering me to the end of time. The anthology is the one exception, obviously, since they themselves were the one making that. But, regardless, I realize, with the scope of age and more perspective at this point, that they kind of have to be that way, because to go with a light enough hand to get the subtlety of being accurate would take much more than 2 hours, and to be able to cram in everything into that compact little compartment of time, and have it still be able to give off the vibe of, this is the Beatles we're talking about, even to an outsider who knows nothing about this band. You kind of have to go the stereotypy, pulling in, really cheesy, corny references that obviously were not happening in real life type deal. That said, this one is rife with them. This film largely centers around Stu and Astrid, actually, which I did not know going into it. I knew that they were in it, but I didn't realize they were the central focus of it. But that actually worked out better, given the timing of when I watched it. That felt more appropriate, but, factually, yeah, they got some things wrong, but they got more right than I expected them to, so I give it credit for that. But their casting... Ooh. Big oof. I realize we've come a bit further in casting these things since then, although I go and say that, and then I think about Nowhere Boy. But, I have not even reviewed that one yet, have I? No, I haven't. I still need to, collect myself from that one before attempting to review that, because I just was angry watching that. I know so many of you love that one, but I actually was angry at how much they fucked up there. But this is not about Nowhere Boy, this is about Backbeat. But, anyways, this actually did get more factually correct than I was expecting. So for that, I will give a little credit. But the casting was horrendous. When I first saw who was supposed to be playing George, I think I literally said out loud, what the fuck is that? Is that supposed to be George? Holy shit. Holy shit. On what planet? Like, not even a little. Like, have you ever seen a photo of George? What? What? Astrid, they actually cast pretty well. Klaus. John. In certain scenes, yes. In certain scenes, it really didn't seem like it worked that well. Paul, I mean, barely. You could kind of tell it was supposed to be Paul, but barely. There, Pete Best, I was like, oh, Pete Best fucking wishes he'd ever looked like that. I mean, I realize everybody claims that he was, like, the good-looking one. I'm like, yeah, no, I don't fucking see it, and that also doesn't look anything like the dude did. Like, I don't know what you're trying to pull here, but that, no, no, you missed the mark. There was, like, one scene that briefly showed Ringo in it, but also just, like, what are we doing here? What is that? That's not Ringo. Yeah. Yeah. So the casting just hard fail as far as I was concerned. Although, like I said, the main focus of this wasn't even so much the band as it was Stu and Astrid. So for those two, okay, you get a little bit of a pass. But the rest of it just hardcore fucking fail. As well as the really, really cheesy, corny Beatles song references thrown into casual conversations of songs that haven't even actually been written yet. Many of them being Ringoisms, and I'm like, if Ringo isn't even in the fucking band yet, what the hell are we doing here? Like, can you not? If you're gonna do that, at least have it be accurate to that time period. Is that so much to ask? Again, I realize they had to make this in a way to where even a non-fan can get, oh yeah, lol, Beatles, but still, I'm just like, oh, it bothers me so much when they do this. But, having watched this now, I am very concerned where the fuck were all the parents of these kids who are younger than me watching this movie as young as they apparently were, because there is a shit ton of full frontal nudity. And I was like, not trying to be a prude, I'm just like, dude, there was people who were like 9 years old I was talking to on the internet back then in the 90s when I was also a kid. This wasn't like a creepy thing, I was a kid too. But like, they had full on seen this and had it taped and watched it to death. Again, where the fuck were the parents? One of my friends even said her dad took her to see it in the theater, and it was like the most awkward thing ever, because she had no idea going in that that was a thing. So I mean, at least kind of free pass because you didn't know going in, and do admit it was awkward. But, dude, what the hell? It was like, it's very strange because I feel like the only people I've ever really heard talk much about this movie are the people who saw it back then, who were too young to be watching it back then. Most people just, like, sweep this one under the rug now, and I'm like, I kind of see why. But, it existed. It's out there. I can point out to you if you really want to see it where you can watch it free online, but, like, oh my god. This fucking movie, dude. Yeah, they kind of got the whole gritty, sleazy Hamburg nightclub thing down. Alright, I will give them that. You got a point for that. But, and the whole tortured, starving artist thing for Stu. Okay, fine. We've got that. We even include, like, reproductions of some of his actual real-life paintings in here. Fine, we have that. But this movie just, it leaves a lot to be desired. And I mean, I can appreciate what they were trying to do with this film in making a movie about the fifth Beatle who is often forgotten. I get it. I can appreciate it. I think somebody could even take a better crack at it than that was and do it better. But now without Astrid around to really, like, kind of oversee and make sure it's done correctly, I'm not sure how I would feel about it if somebody did try to now. Because now there's too many pieces of the puzzle missing that were part of the legend back then, and now it's becoming a point where everything is just on hearsay when people try and do these things. So I was like, it is a feeling of conflict here for me when it comes to these. But that said, if somebody did take another crack at it and tried again to tell the love story of Stu and Astrid, I'd probably still watch it. But I don't know that it would necessarily be done any better than this one was. Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe it'd be worse. But, I think I'd probably only give this, like, about a 3 out of 5, honestly. I didn't think it was that good. I don't think it lives up to all the hype that people have built up around this film that basically has become legend within the fandom because I had just never seen it until now. Maybe I would have felt more highly about it if I had seen it younger and felt like I was getting away with something. I know that with, like, the Linda McCartney story, back when that came out, I freaking adored that damn movie. I've watched it since as an adult and been like, oh my god, that was a terrible movie. I don't know. It could be the nostalgia goggles for some people who just are like, oh my god, I love that movie. But for somebody who didn't see it back then and only just saw it now, I'm sorry, I didn't think it was that good. But I can appreciate what it was trying to do. That is my takeaway here. So, anyways, that's it for this one, so you guys know what to do. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a like. If you're not already and you'd like to be, click subscribe, hit that notification bell icon so you never miss an upload, leave comments down below. Make sure you're following my social media accounts, my Facebook fan page, my Twitter, my Instagram, my Etsy, everything and more. It's all down below. If you like what I do here on this channel and you'd like to help support it, the donation link, as always, is down in the description. Anyway, guys, till next time, bye-bye.